Right. Without wasting time, we will start. So we have one more student. So altogether 4 students. Right. Good. So now, what is the module that we are talking? Can someone remember? What is the module that we are learning at the moment? Yes. Can anyone of you tell me what is the module? Batch 11, right? So you all are batch 11 students, okay?
Yes, madam.
Right. So what is the module that we are talking at the moment?
Health and Safety Administration.
Health and safety administration. So we have already learned about the health and safety administration, right? Right. So we are in the latter part of the module that we will be talking today, right? So up to now, so today we have only discussed the health and safety responsibilities, right? So on whose responsibility is that? That is the topic that we are going to discuss. So anything up to now is which is not clear? Excuse me. Which is not clear, you can ask from me till I any questions up to now? Right, so here we are. So this is the point that we are going to discuss. Up to this point, anything that you wanted to ask, anything which is unclear area, just ask from me. මොනාරි ප්‍රශ්න තියනවද මෙතනට වෙනකම්? Are you all clear with what I have already explained? Yes, Amanda, Dilushi, Hansi, Kavisha, 4 of you.
Yes, madam. All are clear.
Good. Right. So today we are going to learn about the safety is whose responsibility is safety, right? So as you can see on the slide, we could say safety is responsible of everyone. Either it can be the company or the employee or the person who is doing the job is responsible for the safety measures. So we'll see one by one on whose responsibility is this safety. So as I told you, both parties are responsible. So first of all, we will see on employer's point of view, what are the health and safety responsibility. So the first one is carry out risk assessment. That means if there is an organization, the company has to do a risk assessment. Now for an example, ඔයගලන්ට මතකද මම අර පික්චර් එකක් පෙන්නුවා. මේ තියෙන්නේ. දැන් මේක ඇවිල්ලා ඕගනයිසේෂන් එකක්. දැන් ඕගනයිසේෂන් එක ඇතුලේ වෙන්න පුළුවන් අනතුරු තමයි අපි මෙතනින් අඳුරගන්නේ. එතකොට කම්පැනි එකක් විදියට අපි අඳුරගෙන තියෙන්න ඕනේ මොනවද මෙතන වෙන්න පුළුවන් අනතුරු. ඒක අපිට ඇනලයිස් කරන්න වෙන්නේ through a risk assessment, right? So putting up or the carrying out a risk assessment is a responsibility of employer, right? Identify who needs protecting from potential hazards. Now for an example, if there is a garment factory, the machine operators are there. So who needs the needle guard? Machine operators, not the people who are in the packing department. Likewise, the employer has to identify who needs the protection. Construction site එකක ඒ උඩ වැඩ කරන එක්කෙනාට තමයි අපි හෙල්මට් දාලා ඕවර්ऑल දාලා අර එල්ලන කඹ දාලා ඉවරලා එයාට ප්‍රොටෙක්ෂන් එක දෙන්න ඕනේ. එහෙම නැතුව ඔෆිස් වල වැඩ කරන කන්ස්ට්‍රක්ෂන් අයට හෙල්මට් දාගෙන වැඩ කරන්න කිව්වට හරියන්නේ නැහැ. Right? So that's why it is important to identify who needs the protection from the hazards. Right? Then implement health and safety procedures. What do you mean by that? So when it comes to policies and procedures, right? What happens if let's say if a fire comes, what is the procedure? What to do? කොහෙන්ද යන්න ඕනේ? කොහෙන්ද එළියට යන්න ඕනේ? කොතනද ගිහිල්ලා නතර වෙන්න ඕනේ? Likewise, we have to have some procedure. Right? So implementing such procedures are the responsibility of an employer. Right? So create health and safety policy. As a policy, organization, what they are following on health and safety of the employees. So there should be a policy. Communicating with employees, whatever they have implemented, they need to communicate. And lastly, the company or the employer should provide training to employees. අර fire drill එහෙම තියලා ඒගොල්ලන්ව පුරුදු කරන්න ඕනේ fire එකක් ගිනි ගත්තහම මොකක්ද කරන්න ඕනේ නැත්නම් ඒගොල්ලෝ fire alarm එක මොකක්ද කියලා ඒගොල්ලෝ දන්නේ නැහැ නැත්නම් නිකන් bell එකක් වදිනවා කියලා හිතයි. Right? So employer should do the training and first aid training, first aid kits. Right? ප්‍රථමාධාර උපකරණ ඒවා පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියන එක ගැන training එකක් දෙන්න ඕනේ employees. So those things are the employer's responsibility when it comes to health and safety. Are you all clear on the 6th point? If you all need more explanation on any point, just tell me. I will explain it to you again. No problem. Are you all clear? තේරුණාද මම මේ කියපු එක? Yes, Hashini? Nilushi, Amanda?
Yes, madam.
So you all are clear with that, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, good. So we'll write the note of it. Write the topic, not a topic, actually just like a question. Who is responsible for workplace health and safety? Workplace health and safety. Under that, employers hold employers hold most of the responsibility for workplace health and safety comma, but mainly everybody is responsible in some part for workplace health and safety. Next topic, employer health and safety responsibilities. Employer health and safety responsibilities. Employer health and safety responsibility. Under that, it is an employer's duty. To protect the health and safety of their employees and other people and other people and other people who might be affected who might be affected who might be affected by their business by their business. Therefore, the majority of the responsibility the majority of the responsibility majority of the responsibility belongs to the employer belongs to the employer. To fulfill their responsibilities, to fulfill their responsibilities, an employer must an employer must an employer must first one, carry out risk assessment. First point, carry out risk assessment. Under that, employers are responsible employers are responsible for carrying out risk assessments carrying out risk assessment
Excuse me, ma'am. Can you
Yes,
tell the employers are responsible?
for carrying out risk assessment,
Thank you, ma'am.
carrying out risk assessment in brackets, for example, manual handling, manual handling, manual handling, operations risk assessment, etc. Operations risk assessment, etc. Close the brackets. To ensure that employees have all the information all the information they need to know They need to know about the hazards, about the hazards about the hazards, comma, risk and relevant controls, risk and relevant controls in their workplace. In their workplace. Second one, second point, identify who needs protecting from potential hazards. Under that, employers need to consider
Sorry, ma'am, can you repeat it?
employers need to consider Employers need to consider the health and safety of everyone the health and safety of everyone on the premises or who could be affected who could be affected who could be affected by their operational activities. By their operational activities. By their operational activities. Third one, implement health and safety procedures. Implement health and safety procedures. Under that, employers must implement employers must implement suitable and sufficient Health and safety procedures. Health and safety procedures. Health and safety procedures by arranging for the installation
Madam.
safety procedures by arranging for the installation maintenance and management maintenance and management of any equipment or any equipment or activity Activity necessary to keep people safe. Keep people safe. For example, for example, this could involve supplying PPE
Sorry, ma'am, can you repeat it? Could involve supplying.
supplying PPE, that is personal protective equipment. Replacing old equipment replacing old equipment replacing old equipment or providing staff additional training. Additional training. Just read out that paragraph. Give me 2 minutes. I'll be back soon. Right. Fourth one, create a health and safety policy. Create a health and safety policy. Create a health and safety policy. Under that, creating a health and safety policy creating a health and safety policy to make all staff aware to make all staff aware of the relevant procedures is a legal requirement is a legal requirement for all businesses. For all businesses. Next one, next point. Communicate with employees. Communicate with employees. Under that, it is essential It is essential for employers to regularly communicate with their employees communicate with their employees regarding health and safety matters. Regarding health and safety matters. This is especially important.
Sorry, ma'am, can you repeat it?
This is especially important during a pandemic. This is especially important during a pandemic. Employer should inform employer should inform employer should inform and involve employees involve employees of any changes of any changes of any changes or additional controls that are being made to manage that are being to manage the risk of spreading virus made to manage the risk of spreading virus the risk of spreading virus to create a safe working environment to create a safe working environment. Last one, provide training and first aid kits. provide training and first aid kits. Under that, it is needed to provide training. It is needed to provide training It is needed to provide training to ensure that all employees
Ma'am, can you repeat? It is needed to provide training.
to ensure that all employees understand or all potential risk in the workplace. Risk in the workplace. Right. So those are the employer's health and safety responsibilities. Just see anything that you read the note, and if there is anything not clear, just ask from me. Right. Then we are going to move to the employee health and safety responsibilities. Right. So employee සේවකයාගේ මොනවද වගකීම් වෙන්නේ කියන එකයි මෙතනින් කතා කරන්නේ. Right. Follow the health and safety instructions. So the employer is defining some kind of a instructions. Okay, if there is a fire, do this. Go to this area. Do not touch the switches or whatever. There are instructions. So employee's responsibility is to follow that. Right? attend health and safety training. If there is any kind of a training program, employees should attend to that. That is their responsibility. Adhere to safety procedures. If there is a sign said, sign එකක් තියනවා නම් මිනිස්සුන් උඩ වැඩ මෙතන පල්ලෙහින් යන්න එපා කියලා. එහෙම තියෙද්දිම එතනින්ම යනවා නම් that is not correct. That means they are not adhering to the safety procedures. Right? Report any hazards or failings in safety procedures. අපි හිතමුකෝ මොන procedure එක දැම්මා ඒකේ පොඩි loopholes තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. වැරදි තැන් තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. Right? එතකොට ඒ වගේ දේවල් report කරන්න ඕනේ management එකට. Be proactive. If there is an issue, you need to be proactive. Otherwise, you can't do your responsibility. Follow health and safety instructions, attending the trainings, adhere to safety procedures, report any hazards, be proactive. So those are the 5 responsibilities that we are going to learn under employee. ඒකේ මොන හරි තේරුම් නැති තැනක් තියෙනවද? ඒ points වල those are very simple things, right? You don't have to be worried about anything. Yes? Oops. Are you all clear? Okay, කවුද අපේ ඉන්නේ? Amanda, Dilushi, Hansi, Kavisha?
Clear, ma'am.
Clear, na? Right. So health and safety is a very simple process, a module, but I would guarantee that there will be a definitely question from this module. Right. So be prepared for that. Right. Okay then. Write the topic as employee health and safety responsibilities. Employee health and safety responsibility. Under that, employees have a duty employers have a duty, employees have a duty to take care of their to take care of their to take care of their own health and safety own health and safety and that of others and that of others who may be affected by who may be affected by affected by their actions at work. Their actions at work.
Madam, can you repeat after on health and safety?
And that of others That of others who may be affected by their actions at work. Who may be affected by their actions at work.
Thank you, madam.
Okay. Employees must cooperate Employees must cooperate Employees must cooperate with their employer and co-workers with their employer and co-workers to help everyone meet their legal requirements meet their legal requirements meet the legal requirements, and stay safe in the workplace. And stay safe in the workplace. To help keep the workplace safe,
Sorry, ma'am, can you repeat it?
to help keep the workplace safe, to help keep the workplace safe, employees must employees must First one, follow health and safety instruction. Follow health and safety instruction.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, dear?
After to help keep the workplace safe, employees must.
Must Then under that, the first point,
Okay.
follow health and safety instruction. Under that, all employees should follow all employees should follow any health and safety instructions, any health and safety instruction and training they receive and training they receive. This is to ensure that This is to ensure that they work safely and take care of themselves and others and others who may be affected who may be affected who may be affected by their actions by their actions who may be affected by their actions. Second point, attend health and safety training. Attend health and safety training. Attend health and safety training. Under that, employees must attend Employees must attend any health and safety training any health and safety training health and safety training to ensure to ensure they keep themselves they keep themselves and their colleagues safe and their colleagues safe in the workplace. Safe in the workplace. Third point, adhere to safety procedures. Adhere to safety procedures. Adhere to safety procedures. Under that, employees must always employees must always employees must always adhere to safety procedures adhere to safety procedures and must wear PPE, that is personal protective equipment, PPE, at all times at all times as required. Next one, report any hazards or failings in safety procedures. Failings in safety procedures. Under that, if an employee thinks something could be a risk, something could be a risk to their health and safety or to their health and safety or the health and safety of others, health and safety of others, they should report it to senior members they should report it to senior members to staff. They should report it to senior members of staff. Last one, be proactive. Be proactive. Under that, be proactive. Under that, as employees must maintain as employees must maintain must maintain as employees must maintain good health and safety practices as employees must maintain good health and safety practices good health and safety practices maintain good health and safety practices within their workplace within their workplace, comma, they should be proactive they should be proactive in their approach in their approach to uphold health and safety standards.
Sorry, ma'am. Can you repeat?
To uphold health and safety standards. Right, so that is proactive, right? So those are the employees health and safety responsibilities, right? Any questions? Right. Okay. So any questions out of this one? So we have come to the end of the module, right? So which is the health and safety. So I have a good video on health and safety, which is a little bit longer one. Let me see whether I have that one to show it to you all.
Control of substances.
Right. Okay. So that is the video. I have it. So let me share the screen once again. Can you all see the screen? Can you?
Yes, madam.
Right. Okay.
In this film, we will outline the areas you need to think of when it comes to health and safety and show you that health and safety need not be confusing. An introduction to health and safety. If you saw a child in any of these situations, would you stop them before anything happened? Yes, of course you would. Whether or not the child was anything to do with you, you wouldn't let them put themselves into a dangerous situation. This is the most important thing to remember when considering health and safety. Don't allow yourself to be put in a dangerous situation. When it comes to health and safety, you may only get one chance. Health and safety is not something to be scared of. It is not just a term thought up by employers to confuse workers. It is a government legislation that aims to ensure that the workforce is safe. There are guidelines that employers have to follow. However, it is also your responsibility. The Health and Safety at Work Act 1974 states, "It shall be the duty of every employee while at work to take reasonable care for the health and safety of himself and of other persons who may be affected by his acts or omissions at work." This means that you have to think about health and safety and not just leave it to your designated health and safety officer. This film will give you a good understanding of the areas you have to consider when thinking about health and safety. These include fire safety, workplace safety, personal protective equipment, PPE, and control of substances hazardous to health, COSH. Workplace safety. If you follow these golden rules, you'll be less likely to be injured or to suffer illness at work. Work tidy. In order to keep yourself safe and working efficiently, you need to keep your workspace clean and tidy. Working in an untidy manner or workplace is stressful and frustrating, not to mention inefficient. Get training. One of the ways of reducing accidents in the workplace is training. You will be instructed in the safe use of equipment, machinery, and safe working practices. Be familiar with your workplace. You should be familiar with your workplace and the task or jobs you have to carry out. It is essential to know where the fire exits, call points, and fire extinguishers are located. Read the labels. Before using any product, always read the label for instructions and directions for its safe use, handling, and storage. Do what the signs say. Signs in the workplace are put up for a purpose. Obey them, they are there for your safety. Never obscure signs, add graffiti, or remove them. Regular maintenance and servicing. Keeping your plant, machinery and equipment serviced and in good repair is good business sense. It will also reduce failure, breakdowns and reduce the risk of accident and injury. Always disconnect and lock off equipment before starting maintenance work. Never try to fix equipment if you are not trained to do so. Report all accidents, incidents and breakdowns. You should report all accidents, incidents and near misses to a supervisor or manager. It is also good practice to report all equipment faults, breakdowns and so on in the workplace that you think could be dangerous. Work within the safety guidelines. For every task, there should be safe working practices. Most of these will be based on common sense. Never take shortcuts or try to modify your task or equipment. Don't fool around. Your workplace has many hazards. Hundreds of people are injured every year when foolish actions go wrong. Use your common sense. Many accidents are caused by human error, and many can be prevented by common sense. Over the years of experience at school, at play, and at work, you have built up a vast knowledge of what is and what isn't dangerous. Slips, trips, and falls. Slips and trips are often seen as a joke. However, in reality, nothing could be further from the truth. Slips and trips are the most common causes of major injuries at work. They occur in almost all workplaces, and 95% of major slips result in broken bones, and they can also be the initial causes for a range of other accidents, such as falls from height. Most slips occur in wet or contaminated conditions. Most trips are due to poor housekeeping. Solutions to both are often simple and cost-effective. Your workplace will have many hazards, some of which are obvious and some that are not. These are some of the most common causes of slips, trips, and falls. Liquid spills. If you spill liquid or see a liquid spill, whether it is water or any other liquid, clean it up immediately because the next person might not see it and slip. Footwear. Always wear suitable footwear for the job you are doing. Uneven surfaces and stairs. If floor surfaces or stairs are worn or cracked, they can be a danger and need to be reported to your health and safety officer. Loose mats are also a danger. Make sure loose mats have good gripping properties. Objects on floors. If you drop something or see something lying around, pick it up because something as small as a pen can cause serious damage when slipped on. Bad weather. Take care when working outside. Excessive water and ice can be serious hazards. Cables. Trailing cables are the most common causes of trips, but the easiest one to avoid. If possible, reroute the cable to a safer place. If the cable must be in a walkway, use a cable bridge or warning sign. Ladders. If you've not been trained to use a ladder at work, then don't use it. If you have, always inspect it to see that it's safe. Look for worn or missing rungs. Always place the ladder on a firm and flat base. Secure the ladder at top and bottom. If you can't secure it at the bottom, ask someone to foot the ladder. Desks and chairs. Using desks and chairs to work at height is extremely unsafe and should never be done. Swivel chairs are extremely dangerous when used as a step. Fixed installations. Climbing on machines or racking to gain height for working is dangerous. They are not designed for people to climb on, and you could be breaking the law. Don't do it. Preventing slips, trips, and falls is not difficult. It's based on safe working practices and just plain old common sense. Common sense can mean fewer accidents, less suffering, fewer working days lost, increased production, and increased profit. Common sense also helps save lives. Manual handling. Lifting, carrying, pushing, and pulling are things we do every day without thinking. But these manual activities are one of the greatest causes of industrial injury within the workplace. If we think again about our little friend, We should realize that we shouldn't put ourselves into a dangerous situation. There are many things that you need to remember when thinking about the 4 categories of manual handling. Lifting. Stop and think. If you don't feel you can lift it, don't. If, however, you feel you can, place yourself in a good position, bend the knees and keep your back straight. Take a grip on the load and start to lift in a smooth upward movement. If you think at the start of the lift the load is too heavy, don't continue. When you arrive at your destination, you need to reverse the lifting procedure to put your load down. Carry. When carrying, keep the load close to your body and always maintain control. If there is one side of the load that is heavier than the other, then the heavier side should be closest to your body. Pushing. There are many products designed to help you move loads from pallet trucks to wheelbarrows. However, the techniques are the same for all. Having checked that the route you are going to take is clear from people and obstructions, take a firm grip of the handle or handles, take the weight of the load, lean forward and use the power in your legs to push off. Pulling. Pulling is the least acceptable method of moving a load, but sometimes it's just unavoidable. If you find that you have to pull a load, maintain a straight back, grip the trolley or truck firmly, take the weight and use the power from your legs to start the movement slowly, smoothly, and in a controlled manner. To recap, always use the correct technique and remember manual handling is your last resort. Use a mechanical aid if you can. We will now move on to possibly the most important aspect of health and safety. Fire safety. Fire can have devastating effects. It kills, injures, destroys property, and destroys business. Under the law, your employer has a duty to undergo a range of fire prevention and risk reduction procedures such as fire risk assessment, regular and adequate fire training of staff, safe and adequate means of escape, installation of fire safety equipment and fire emergency procedures. It can be reasonably easy to reduce the risk of a fire. Simple housekeeping seriously reduces the risk of a fire breaking out. It's usually when negligence takes place that fire hazards develop. The accumulation of rubbish is a potential fire hazard and is unnecessary. If you see a situation which you feel is a potential fire hazard, tell your supervisor or designated fire officer. When you start work, either for a new company or in a new building, you must find out where the emergency exits are located and also where any fire extinguishers are positioned, and take notice of fire safety signs. You also need to know where your fire assembly point is. During a fire emergency, there are several important things that you need to do. Raise the alarm. Make sure the alarm has been raised. Don't assume that someone else has done it. Contact the emergency services. Some systems are linked directly to the fire brigade. If yours is not, call them as soon as it is safe. Evacuate the building. Only fight the fire if it is safe to do so. If it is safe, make sure you select the correct extinguisher. Red, water. For use with fires such as wood, textiles, and paper, never on electrical fires. Black, CO2. Very good general purpose fire extinguisher, especially electrical fires. Blue, dry powder. Very good general purpose fire extinguisher, can however leave deep-seated fires to smolder only to reignite later. Cream, foam. Suitable for most flammable liquid fires. If it is not safe to fight the fire, leave immediately. Don't stop to pick up any personal items and never return to a burning building. If you can, shut doors and windows in order to starve the fire from the oxygen it needs to spread. The next subject we will look at is COSH, or control of substances hazardous to health. COSH. Hazardous substances in the workplace are a potential threat to our short and long-term health. Every year, there are hundreds of serious accidents involving hazardous substances, and in some cases leading to long-term permanent injury or illness, and in some cases even death. What is a hazardous substance? Hazardous substances come in many different forms, such as liquids, solids, gases, powders, dusts, bacteria and viruses, and vapor and fumes. All of these are equally dangerous and can affect many parts of your body. They could affect your skin. Skin can be burned, develop rashes, or absorb substances. Heart. The heart can be damaged by a wide range of substances, such as metal fumes that could have been inhaled. Lungs. Many substances that can be inhaled will damage your lungs. Kidneys. A lot of substances that get into your body will be filtered through your kidneys. During that process, you can suffer damage to these vital organs. Nervous system. Your nervous system is vital for your survival. Hazardous substances can have a deadly effect. As an employee, you must follow the safe working practices laid down by your employer. It is also up to your employer to make sure that if your job requires it, you have relevant training and instruction. The most important thing for you to remember whilst thinking about COSH is your personal protection. If a job is a risk to your health, then you must make sure that these risks are monitored by competent staff. You must also be provided with and wear the correct personal protective equipment, PPE. This is our next subject. PPE. The Personal Protective Equipment at Work Regulations 1992 states that every employer shall ensure that suitable personal protective equipment is provided to his employees who may be exposed to a risk to their health and safety. PPE is available to protect all parts of your body, including your eyes, ears, and respiratory system. The selection of PPE should be appropriate to the task and hazards it may present. The following criteria should be taken into consideration when choosing PPE for a particular job. The protective equipment should be suitable for the job, and it should give the user the right level of protection. It should take into account the needs of the user, that is, consideration to comfort and movement, and it should also be used and designed for the type of hazard that you're working with. As well as this, PPE needs to conform to British standards, taking into account specific regulations and specific job requirements. There is personal protective equipment to cover every part of the body. Hard hats and hairnets. Eyes. Goggles, safety glasses, or full face protection, such as welding masks. Noise and your hearing. Ear defenders or earplugs. Inhalation of fumes, dust masks, breathing apparatus, and full face shields. Hands and arms. Gloves, gauntlets, chainmail gloves. Upper body. High visibility jackets, overalls, thermal clothing, harnesses. Lower body. Protective trousers, knee pads. Footwear. Strengthened toe caps, slip-resistant soles. Specialist disposable gear. Certain PPE is meant as single wear only or disposable after use. It is vital that these types of PPE are only used once. They may present a contamination risk to you or other people if reused. Use it and dispose of it properly. Electrical safety. Electricity is one of the most dangerous things that you will come into contact with in your working life. It's something most people use every day. There are certain do's and don'ts when you work with electricity. Report any faults immediately to your supervisor. Only work with properly connected and tested equipment. Pay attention to all safety signs. Ensure that any equipment you use is properly maintained. Inspect any electrical equipment, cables and connections before switching on. Only use CO2 fire extinguishers when fighting electrical fires. Don't overload circuits and sockets. Never work with poorly maintained or faulty equipment. Don't use electrical equipment in damp or wet conditions. Don't work on any equipment that you have not been trained on. Don't make your own repairs. Leave them to qualified electricians. That brings us to the end of the basics of health and safety. I hope we have proved that health and safety is not something that you need to be scared of, and thinking simply about a situation often shows us what we need to know.
Right. So this is a lengthy recording, right, on health and safety, right? So with that, I would conclude the module of health and safety administration, right? So any issues, any concerns for anybody? Yes, we have only 3 participants, right? So at last we were discussed about the definition, issues, health and safety strategy, and lastly, the responsibilities of health and safety, right? So those are the things that we have already covered under health and safety, okay? So next in line according to the module is employee welfare, right? So we have another 2 more sessions, that is employee welfare and grievance handling, grievance administration, right? So those are the 2 modules that I have to cover as a completion of your diploma level HR subjects, right? So any issues, anything that you wanted to ask from me, you can ask me now. Is it all clear what we have discussed so far today?
Yes, ma'am, everything clear.
Right. Okay, then thanks a lot. Then that's it for today. Right. Hope to see you again on, I think tomorrow we are having again, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So we can start up the employee, what do you call, employee welfare tomorrow. So please tell your friends to log to the class on time, right? Then we can have a good session, right? So I'm hope because welfare is not that much of a lengthy module. So I'm hoping to finish it off by tomorrow also. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes, okay? Right, then thanks a lot for joining with me. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Till we meet again, stay safe. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Good night.
Thank you, madam.
Good night, Amanda. Good night, Kavisha.